loyal, friendly, and true and passionate people I have ever met in business. It is really like important, especially in business, that you have a very trustworthy and loyal partners and business partners. It's really nice working with Nepali people. That's why we are. I'm also planning to stay long in Nepal to do more projects and help more local communities to grow up. Especially, I have a really unforgettable moment, especially in Jumla, dating back in February, in which I do have language barriers when I visited local villages, and I would say the whole village, they come out few thousand people, they don't understand what I'm talking, and they don't know me, but then they kill the goats, kill chicken, and then bring the honey, everything fresh, and then they bring all their children out and receive my blessing. They teach me how to give the tika, and then they want me to give all the children in the village. It is really a happy experience, because what we are doing is we are not only making money among a group of small amount of people. We are trying to mobilize and to teach the local how to do business and how to do projects, because most of them, in fact, in Nepal there are so many good land and good people, but lack of skills and lack of knowledge. They have very best agricultural land, but they don't know how to plant very good apple. That's why we are bringing in technologies and skills and seedlings and also different kind of methods from all the well-developed countries to Nepal, and teach and educate the local and mobilize them to do the projects. That's why we recruit all the local people and then we work together. For sure, we are welcoming all kind of cooperation. We are not only there to do business, we are trying to create a platform for all the overseas Nepali to come back and join us. So we have been working with so many overseas Nepali. They may be in partnership of giving out the land, or they may they are doing different kind of business and projects in overseas, so they may send people back and they may send technicians back. They may supply seedlings or different kind of things in order to cooperate with us. I would say I have been visiting so many different countries and get in touch with Nepali people. Last month I was in Dubai, and then the last 2 months I'm in Luxembourg and UK, and then for sure in Japan and Hong Kong I have been getting in touch with different local Nepali. What they have been talking to me is, they would love to go home, because nowadays, I don't see business or see things from government side or so many public organization. They will say, oh, okay, now Nepal is getting better. We have new government, and then everything is much better, and it's good time for you to come back and do business and invest. I'm sorry, I don't share the same point of view. I see in a business way. Why this is the best time is because it's still not yet really well developed. That's why we have been doing so many projects in more poor countries, in African countries. And I would say, so many people say, oh, I get used to, Japanese style. In few minutes you can reach, you can open a company, or you can do everything very easily. When we go back to Nepal, it takes 2 months. But I would say in Africa, it takes 6 to 7 months. Compared with so many developing countries, Nepal is already quite in the front and quite well developed. But I will also say why it is the best time is not only because it's still have a very big room for improvement. It's because so many business people, especially Chinese group, already started in these 2 years. And as everyone know how fast Chinese can occupy, I will not say occupy, but economically develop one country with Chinese style. Personally, for sure, I'm Chinese, no offense to my own nationality, but I would tell you Chinese act really aggressive and fast. before Chinese has developed Nepal, I would like the country to be developed by its local people. This is also another problem facing by most of the African countries nowadays, is that the facilities and the hardware of the country may be quite well with the help and assistance of Chinese. But why the local communities or local people are still very poor, are still like in poverty? It's because like when it's like developed by another country or nation, then most of the profits and money will be also like go into another country's pocket. So that is what we believe so much, that we must mobilize all the Nepali together in our company, and then we would like to use Nepali to develop the country and to do the project. So we try to keep all the profits inside the country, but not like shipping to other places. Another main reason, last year before we officially started our first project in Nepal, because we officially registered as a public company back last year October, so it's like we're celebrating our first anniversary next month. And then we have been studying different sites like few years back. So I remember it's like July, August time, we were like planning to visit Nepal, and then I was talking with Gokana, which is the chairman, daughter. Like she born and raised in Hong Kong, and then I was asking, oh, why not? It's summer holiday in Hong Kong, why don't you like come with us, join with us? Like we are visiting different places in Nepal, so you can see your own country. And then her reply is very real, and same time it would be quite sad if I were Gokana. Like she say, no way, I would never spend my summer like in Kathmandu or Nepal. Like I would rather stay in Hong Kong. You know, I can go out for movie, sing karaoke, and then like dine out with my friends, go so many different places. You know, like why I need to go Nepal? It's like nothing there, and then very dusty, so dirty. And then I would say this may be the same scenario happening for so many like overseas Nepali family. So what I'm saying is, no doubt that all of you who are sitting here, you love your own country, and you would do whatever it takes to help your own countries. But what about your kids? What about the second generation? It is not fair that you require or ask them to love their home or own country like you, because they born and grow up in another very well-developed country with all the facilities and everything. And even not second generation, what about third generation and fourth generation? So we can foresee in the near future, like Nepal will lose a quite substantial amount of elites, like Nepali. So what would happen to a country if it keeps losing the elites in the coming 10 or 20 years? That is why we are there, like that is why Gokana like leave his family temporary and go back to Nepal to start projects there and help to like set up platforms, and most importantly we're trying to create more job opportunities for the second generation and third generation, because that would be another issue facing by the people. Like last month I was talking with some Nepali who's stationed in Dubai. What they say is, you know, I try to go back to my home country. I try to like fit my kids there. I sold everything, like rent the shops, and then like whole family moved back to Nepal, but in 1 year we give up and come back. Because like it's really difficult to do like small business there, and then kids, we can foresee that the education they receive in another country which is really good, and then when they go back to Nepal there's no good job. There is no like professional job there for them to develop their career. So what we can do, even we give up everything and move everything back to our home country now. That's why we want to work with everyone to create more job opportunities for the second generation and the third generation. I would say this is another very important issue, but not like keep asking why NRN not going back to home country and develop the home country. In fact, there's no chance or no platform for you guys to go home. So like this is a cultural event, I know. I am not a like haiku writer, but these days I have been checking online and then I found one haiku written by a very famous Japanese writer, Yosha Busan. What he writes is, blowing from the west, fallen leaves gather in the west, in the east. So compare, when you see about the location, I would say like Nepal is really locating in the west of Tokyo. So it's like fallen leaves like blowing from the west to the east, and then we gather here today in the east side. Why I describe you guys as fallen leaves? Because fallen leaves is the most important nutrients to nourish, to give life to the new generation and new life. So I would like to see everyone back in Nepal, and I would like to see especially all your second generation and kids in Nepal one day, and then working and helping to build the country and make it prosper. Thank you.